Hey everyone, I'm back home now. This is the bedroom I grew up in, and it's now my computer room. Um, anyways, gonna do another how to counter video, this time Martina, Shaina, Triana, which if you looked at the siege defenses the top guilds are running in the tournament, it was like a whole bunch of these. They just spammed it in 4-star towers and 5-star towers and just kept kept rotating them in and out because obviously everyone owns Martina except for you know, everyone. This is my guildmate's defense. His runes are pretty good, plus 150 violent sets and fairly tanky. It's kind of hard to get them tanky because their base health is so low, but this is about what you should aim for if you're making this defense. Definitely go Violent Will on the twins and then Violent Shield on Triana. It's very good. Triana, since a lot of counters are pretty water heavy, if you have her on Violent, she can potentially solo. So just make them all super tanky and decent amount of speed and shield will. So anyways, I'm again going to try to do 30 unique monsters as best I can. We'll start it off with kind of a premium counter with Light Chun-Li. If you happen to own Light Chun-Li, congratulations. I got that instead of Martina, which is fine. You know, got to be thankful for what you got. So as long as Clara does a little something, that's way more than normal. Normally, I don't get any any of that. Usually I just get the defense break on Triana, and once Triana dies and the twins are still alive, they'll kill Light Chun-Li, but Galleon and Clara can clean up. So that was better than normal. Um, but I guess I can show it again. It's a very quick comp, so might as well. See, that's more normal. And then we land defense break on Triana. There we go. That's what you expect to see. And then dead Light Chun-Li, and then cleaning up. So I'm sure it could fail if Shaina land her stuns and then they just violent proc to Oblivion. But it hasn't happened yet, so I'll just keep using it until that happens. All right, so here's a more affordable option: Susano, Stella, and Megan. Susano's fusible, Megan's a 3-star, Stella. If you've been playing long enough, you should have a Stella. Anyways, here's my Susano Vampire Blade. My Megan is Swift Fight. Doesn't have to be crazy fast because they usually aren't built crazy fast. And here's my Stella. A little low on the crit rate, but at least she does a whole bunch of hits, so should be getting some crits, especially on a fire monster. You want to target Shaina first and break through Triana's passive, and then it's 2v3 right at the start, and usually you can win. Vampire really helps on Susano, kind of limits Triana's ability to solo you. You for sure want Susano, the water ninja, that guy, to go before Stella. That way he can do his skill 2, get most of her health down, and then Stella can clean up. And again, if you have Martina and you're building this defense, get some damage reduction by both wind and water on your units, because people Lushen as well. So now it's 3v1, and it's challenging for Triana to solo. Not impossible, but very challenging, especially with the vampire runes. Yeah, that's not happening. GG's. So Water Twins and Bella. Any light tank would probably be just as fine as Bella. I like Bella because if she happens to live, she has a lot more utility than other light tanks might have. Figaro would probably be pretty good too. Do his skill 2 and maybe get some strips and stuns. Light Golem, not so much, I don't think. But the goal, same thing, kill Shaina as quickly as possible, and then it's 3v2 or possibly 2v2, and have at least one vampire set to limit Triana's ability to solo you. Well, they did not much there at all. First time I tested it, Bella died right away. I still got the win, but that was they didn't do much there. So this should be an easy one. Let's go. Yeah. You want to just keep spamming that skill 2 because you want to get to the skill 3 as quickly as possible in Talia. I don't have will runes on Bella. Um, that's just because I want to make sure that she's the one targeted. The other two, the twins, are on will. So if like Shaina does skill 2 first, and let's say she landed defense break on one of your twins and not on Bella, well then Martina is gonna want to target the water twins instead of Bella. So make sure your water twins are on will and Bella not. Because also you're giving them will, right? So you don't want your tank to be on will runes. Martina's just gonna steal them. All right, so Lisa, Yaku, and Verde. So this one's, I don't know, it's just fun. It's pretty neat. Um, Zan over in Mithril, I think he's one of their vice leads. He's the one who gave me the idea, told me Lisa and Yaku. I can't remember if he told me Verde or if he told me a different third or if he didn't tell me a third person at all. But for sure, Lisa, Yaku, I got the idea from him, and Verde just made sense. Um, so anyways, you have Swift Lisa. I have Swift Fight here. Again, you don't need too crazy speed. Generally, they aren't going to be 200 speed Martina comps, but it's not impossible. So if you want to be extra safe, go ahead and throw a 300 set on her. Yaku, you want to make sure that he crits, so for sure have 85 crit rate on him because his skill 1 gives him an attack buff if he lands a critical hit. So Lisa moves first, all three attack together. That's going to deal some damage onto Shaina. Verde can move next to deal a little more damage, and then Yaku can finish her off with his skill 3. And then on your artifacts, you can do damage dealt attacking together. That's real nice. And then any additional damage stuff are really good. And even if Martina happens to kill Yaku, Lisa and Verde, I've never had any fear of Triana soloing those two because they just cycle turns like crazy and it's fine. So, like I said, I've only lost with it once or twice, and it was when I didn't have Verde moving before Yaku. I had Yaku moving first, which I thought was dumb. So that was one problem. And then on top of that, I never ignored defense in the 5 hits, and that was bad. I wasn't even paying attention there, so maybe I did there or not. Regardless, it got the win, and that's what I want to see. We can go again. And when you're building Yaku, if you haven't built him already, you can keep in mind Lisa's crit rate lead, so he probably doesn't need that much crit rate at all, especially if this is like the only purpose you use him for. And on top of that, he awakens into crit rate, so his rune requirements are pretty low. You just want a lot of damage on him. Because again, even if Martina kills him after you've killed Shaina, there's like almost no chance Lisa and Verde don't clean up. And Lisa's skill 2, I usually hit the shield will Triana because if she lands strip on 2 uh, like abilities, so if she strips 2 things, then she increases attack bar. It's like a minor detail that doesn't really matter, but that's kind of something I attempt. If I try to strip Martina's immunity, it doesn't really do me any benefit compared to trying to strip 2 things and maybe increasing the attack bar. So that's another GG's. It's a cool comp. go ahead and give a shout out to Zayan over in Mithril. Tell him thank you. So I've always liked bruisers over cleave teams. I feel like bruisers are often a safer win, and this is what I came up with. It's not totally bruisers. I want to call Mina a bruiser, um, but she has pretty low rune requirements as well because of her passive. She doesn't need crit rate at all, and this is this is what I came up with, and it hasn't failed yet, anyways. We'll try it out here. Jultan, Mina, and Tetra. Jultan I just have super tanky on a shield set, not on will, because I don't want to give them will again. And hopefully he reflects some damage. Not always are the twins super high crit rate, so he doesn't reflect too often. But they should get, a couple crits just because they multi-hit. And then my Tetra is nothing special on a Nemesis set, which I think helps a little bit. So the goal, again, kill Shaina first, then work on Martina, and Triana is last. That's not what you want. That's bad. Well, we'll see how this goes. Maybe that's a dead Shaina. Nope, not yet. Now it's a dead Shaina. Man, they got some really low crit rate. There we go. There's some crits. Well, even with Mina being targeted first rather than Jultan, it seems like we still got the win. That hasn't happened yet. Usually Jultan gets defense broken and they go after her. Or him, the werewolf. But I guess it's not. I wonder, is there a light Jultan? Like a light reflect damage monster? Like Gargoyle, maybe? I don't know. I don't have one, so it doesn't really matter. But he seemed to, I guess Tetra healing him and Tim just reflecting damage is more than enough. Mina's just like back up to try and kill Shaina as quickly as possible. This might take a while though. There's nothing forcing her to target Jultan. Alright, autoing it out. We'll see what happens. Alright, so it seems to be pretty safe. I guess we should try it again just to see what I'm actually trying to go for with Mina doing Mina things and not Jultan and Tetra just never dying. So we'll look for the water kitty. Look, there's Zayan right there. That is a dead Shaina. I guess I don't want to give them a shield, so that would be dumb. I misplayed and didn't use skill 2 there. Will the dot kill? Who's moving first? Their attack bars look about the same. I think Martina is moving first. Let's just let the dot kill. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's, I think, 5 or 6 attempts now, and it still hasn't lost, so it seems, seems pretty safe. So Jultan, Mina, and Tetra. So Gemini, Teon, and Julie. My Gemini is on Despair, Blade, plus 161. Blade is unnecessary. His skill 2 is always going to be a crushing hit. So with artifacts, you want to get crushing hit damage. This one is pretty meh for him. The additional damage by defense is fine. And then here I have damage dealt on fire, additional damage by speed and defense. The my attack is really low, unfortunately. Slot 4 would be much better if it was slot 4 attack. The Despair is helpful, but not necessary. The 85 accuracy is totally necessary. You want to land the defense break because Julie is not Lushen. She does not ignore defense, so make their defense be significantly less with the defense break. Teon is just speed tuned on Swift Fight to go after Gemini and boost Julie, and then Julie is just on a shield will damage build, so 91 crit rate's pretty good. You for sure want at least 85. And then damage dealt on Dark and Fire is good. Not ideal. You'd rather just regular additional damage effects. Skill 3 damage is pretty good. Additional damage by health is pretty meh. Would rather attack or something, but anyways, the goal is if you have a better Gemini than mine, you can break through the shield and hopefully strip the immunity to land the defense break and buff up Julie. That's horrible. It's like the worst possible RNG there. And we'll see what happens. I don't think my Julie's got enough in her. We'll see. Yeah, pretty thick Shaina, so we'll have to get pretty lucky at this point. Nope, that's GG's. Alright, well, we'll try this one again. This is one of the less safe options because of the fact you're relying on Gemini. You know, if he doesn't do his part, then there's no way you win. That's a lot better. I mean, just the one defense break is why this is not like a totally useless offense. If you get the one, particularly on Shaina, then you're in pretty good shape. Not like a guaranteed win at that point, but much better than landing nothing. Let's just do first skill. Having a 6-star Teon with actual runes on it would probably be good too. I just, I don't know. I don't have mana or resources. Let's hold it until I get the attack buff. Or defense break. Actually, she's probably gonna cut. Nope, didn't cut. Okay, let's try it. Not much, but it was something. I think the Despair is a really nice utility if you happen to have a fast Despair set. It just makes your comp that much better, you know? It doesn't guarantee you anything, but it's like if you, I think on this attempt, if I recall correctly, I landed defense break on Shaina and stunned the Triana. I didn't defense break her, but the stun means that her passive is just going to wake her up. She doesn't even get to do the heal, so that's pretty good. that should be GG. Yeah. So Gemini, Teon, Julie can give that one a try. It's definitely not the safest option, but I don't think it's like gonna win 1 out of 10. I think it's more like 3 out of 4 or maybe 4 out of 5. And it also depends on if they actually are built on Shield Will, because if they're only on Will, then you're in a lot better shape. So anyways, there's that one. Aegir, Orion, and Chilling. Um, Aegir, I have Violent Will, 100 crit rate, and or 99 crit rate. Just decent stats, nothing too crazy. Artifacts are okay. Got skill 3 crit damage and accuracy. Additional damage. You know, nothing amazing, but not too bad. Chilling I have on Vampire Will. The Will is not necessary here, but I think Vampire is definitely helpful. This, just like the Susano Mega Stellan, this is a very similar kind of comp. Orion is, hopefully going to take a bunch of turns. I have him on Violent Fight. Not super fast. Should be faster. Um, he might even get outsped here. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've tested it, but we'll see. Because wasn't his Shaina like plus 150 something? So I guess we're right around the same. I think Orion has a higher base speed too. So yeah, you expect nothing to happen there, which is fine. And then you want to just kill Shaina as quickly as possible and hopefully not let her get a turn with Jultan. And I think it's just best to go for skill. And that way it's a much higher chance that you get some violent procs. And that's what you want. You want Orion to be taking as many turns as possible so you can take like your Aegir and Chilling can take more turns, and then we can kill the Shaina. Once Shaina's down, we're much safer, much happier. So that's bad. 3 turns from Shaina, that's no good. Can we get the kill here? Not quite. And this is just gonna do the procking. Yeah, but it's a dead Shaina now. So now it's 2v2. I think we still win this. With the Vampire Chilling and slowing down this Martina, I think we'll be okay. Violence on Aegir is so dumb. I remember when he was meta, like an RTA. It's just so brutal. He'd take like 5 turns in a row. Like, he basically was Diana. Very similar. Water Diana. So now Triana will... I don't think she can possibly solo these two. Not with Vampire Chilling and like Aegir's skill 3. When it's on cooldown, he's healing himself as well. I mean, we're going to be glancing and it'll probably take a little bit, but it's kind of like the Gemini, Teon, Julie comp. I would say it's around that same level of effectiveness, because I'm sure you can lose. We saw them get lots of violent procs. I'm sure if you went up against someone with better runes, like higher crit rate, more speed, because my Orion wasn't that fast, so if they outsped, that'd be a problem, especially since I wasn't on... I mean, I say this, I'm not on Will, so they could stun me going first turn, but in that same token, you don't want to be on Will because they're just going to take it from you, and then that's bad news bears. So we can I can show it again here. All right, round 2 just for fun. We can see if we get better or worse RNG this time. Well, I would say it's better already. I mean, we got a stun and a defense break and a violent proc, so that's impressive. There shouldn't be any reason to use Chilling skill 2 as long as Martina's alive, because you're just giving them things, and giving them things is not a good thing to do. So don't do that. Very nice. See, Swift Orion, it's probably safer to get your first turn, but I think Violent Orion overall is safer because he can proc himself out of, you know, defense breaks and cycle your team a lot quicker and all that kind of good stuff. So I think Violent's the way to go. My faster Violent sets are on other people. So I think Orion, he's still good. Like if I had Savannah, I would probably rune him a lot better to run Khmun Orion Savannah. So that's GG's. That's 3v1. Well, she might kill Triana or Orion right away, but still, there's no way she can solo. So there's that one. Aegir Orion chilling. Alright, Elucia Tractor Mihyang. Um, this one seems to be pretty safe. I think you should do HP lead over res lead probably. Um, yeah, let's try that. Tractor already can't get defense broken. That's his big appeal. I have him on Vampire Revenge. He doesn't do any kind of crazy damage, but he does decent damage. Elucia, her control will be mitigated by Triana, obviously. I have two Elucias. This one's on Violent Will, the other one's on Shield Will. The Will runes in this case probably aren't the best, but it's okay. And then Mihyang is on Fatal Endure, just crazy stats on her. I actually have a rune for World Boss, which I thought I fell out of the top 100, but I made it to top 100 this week, so that's neat. It was weird, like for a while I was at like 185, and then this week I'm up to like the top 40. I don't know. I don't know what changed. I mean, I have been kind of bad at doing it lately, but anyways, that's not the topic. So right here, Triana hasn't done the heal as far as I know, so there's no real point in doing my skill 3 with Elucia here because whoever I do it on just gets woken right back up. So I'll just do first skill. Yeah, and we'll do first skill again. And then here, she has a similar effect to Lisa, but with Lisa, who needs to remove 2 effects to get the attack bar boost, this one, they get the attack bar boost no matter what. Or depending on how much you strip is how it works. So let's go on the safe side and do the heal. The skill 1 glancing is really nice. Um, provoke is okay. He doesn't really land his provoke at all. Like, it seems to be pretty rare that he does anything with it. But yeah, you just keep working down the Shaina. You have 3 tanky people, 2 healers, 1 vampire, damage doer. These 2 healers both do healing based on attack, so they dish out a decent amount of damage themselves, and seems to be pretty safe. So at least I haven't failed with it yet. This would be attempt number 3, and it seems to be going just fine. Like, they're faster than me, and they've been violent proccing. I only have 1 monster on violent runes, and still it seems to be doing just fine. Yeah, got the sleep on Triana. Take that. That's always nice when she lands it on the wind monster. It's real nice when she lands it on Skogul. It's like just so juicy. Alright, well, 3v1 against Triana. This one will take a little longer than the others, but I think it's pretty safe. Like I said, this is 3rd attempt, so that'd be 3-0 so far. And like I said, I'm a fan of bruiser comps, and this one's probably safer than the Jultan, Mina, Tetra one, I would think. Right? Because Mina was able to just get killed right away, so there's nothing preventing them from just proccing like crazy and killing Jultan as well, and then it'd be Tetra all on her own. So I think this one's safer. And you are officially, nope, we're just gonna clap her hands. Yeah. All right, now she's dead. All right, so two things. One, I know I'm reusing Teon here, so rip 30 unique monsters, but I don't have mana. Like I have 3,800 mana, so I have no mana to move runes, and Teon is not unique in the sense of the only person with that skill too. You have Kona, and if you're lucky enough to have the Light Raccoony, that's another one you can do. So, anyways, I'm reusing Teon, but just pretend it's Konamiya and that I'm still doing 30 unique monsters. Just just for me. So also, second thing is I'm not going to win this because this comp is pretty much strictly a rune quality issue. So you want to do Teon, Lushen, and here you want for your leader skill, Khmun is good, or a like water attack lead like Sue or Lapis. That would be like on vampire runes, something like that to help your Lushen get the kill. The goal is to for sure kill Martina, and then if you can kill Triana too, then GG. Shaina won't last very long, but if you can kill Martina and then it's Shaina and Triana on their own, you don't want a wind attack lead like Bernard or Ray because then you have Shaina who's just gonna be stunning and defense breaking like crazy. So it's better to have a fire or water one there. And here's my Lushen. He's okay. Skill 3 crit damage, additional damage by attack, defense, and garbage after that. But he does not hit hard enough, unfortunately. I I know people use Lushen against these all the time, and I'll show you that against this particular comp, my Lushen is not strong enough, but I'll show you a different one, and I can't Lushen it. So if if you can kill Martina, then it's usually GG. Let's go second skill on Shaina. Ooh, so close. That was a lucky violent proc. So I might win this. That's rare. I usually do not win these. Or I mean, like I've been testing it, and I tested it just a moment ago, and it's mostly losses. It's not good that she's stealing Khmun's shield either, but I think it's okay. All right, well, got lucky there, got the win. Um, we'll leave this one, and I'll show you against someone else's defense. All right, up against a different guildmate's defense. His Triana is tankier than the other guys, but he's not on Shield Will, and his twins are less tanky than the other guys. And my Lushen does just enough to kill the Martina. But you see, this one's, I don't want to say it's safe because it's a rune quality thing. If you go up against someone who has, 50k twins and Trianas, then you're kind of, you need a really, really fat Lushen, like Math Plus Games Lushen kind of thing. Just so fat. And mine is, I don't know. He's okay. He's not bad. He's doing what 16k per card. That's pretty good. But there are certainly much better Lushens out there than mine, and that's what you need. And again, with your twins, if you're happen to own Martina and you're building this comp, damage reduction from water would be what I would think number one, and then number two would be damage reduction from wind. All right, so for real, rip 30 unique monsters this time. We're using Galleon This one is a Shield Wheel Galleon compared to the one I used with Light Chun-Li, which is a Swift one. And we're using Julie. I do have a second Julie that I could use, but might as well use the better one. And just any light tank Figaro will do. This is easily the least safe comp, and yeah, it's not particularly good. Like if you go to the SWGT Guild Tools website, you'll see this one is posted, and it's been downvoted quite a bit because it's just there's no guarantee. It's pretty 50-50 at best. So this was actually good RNG here. Like very good RNG. That my light tank is still alive, that I had a defense broken Shaina. All those things are not normal. I'm just showing it because it can win and because I don't have much left. So I have been theory crafting other things. Oh, I guess another one you could do is mirror. If you own Martina, then it's just be confident in your runes and mirror it. Or if you happen to not build it tanky and you have like damage twins for some reason rather than building this defense because you like don't care about siege or whatever, then you can just use like Martina, Shaina, and Megan or something and kill Shaina right out of like first thing, and then you'll probably be fine. Or just use Triana, and if you have better runes, then you'll probably win. Another monster I was testing was Rigel. I don't have mana, so I haven't tested him with like maxed out runes. But I figure he's kind of like Tractor. Tractor can't be defense broken. Rigel can't be stunned. That's the Water Lich. And on top of that, he has like the same kind of boosting stats effect as Mayho Wang and the Light Pumpkin and stuff. I don't know why they seem to pair not being stunned with also increasing stats. But anyways, he increases stats whenever he doesn't get crit, and then also you have like a 25% chance to not crit on him or something like that. And then the twins are usually not super high crit rate, so he can, get his stats maxed out pretty quickly. And then I figure put him on Vampire just like Chilling and Susano and that kind of thing to limit Triana's ability to solo. And anyways, I think key with like another water support like Tetra, but if I'm trying to do more unique monsters, there's like McKean, the Water Undyne. She would have kind of Elucia's ability on her skill 1, just stun someone if you have her on 100 crit rate. So I was thinking maybe like Rigel and McKean, and then some other +1 water support that doesn't like give buffs. Like Emma would be bad because they would just be stealing the defense buff. Same with like the Water Elephant and Vigor. Well, maybe if you can kill someone with Vigor quickly, it would be okay. But I feel like still it'd be dangerous. Like any kind of buffer, they're just going to be stealing those buffs. So I guess you could do like a high resistance Harmonia, but that's risky too because resistance is a lie. So anyways, there's 10 comps, almost 30 unique monsters. I hope this video was helpful, and maybe you can take an entire Martina Shaina tower on your own someday, because that's the goal. That's the thumbnail. And I'll see you in the next video.